Good morning. Start by finding your foundation in your seat. Begin to slow down and become aware of your breath. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Can you make your breath a little bit more audible, like a sigh? Even on your inhale. Allowing your belly to inflate with every breath. See if you can lengthen your spine upwards through the crown of your head. Bring your neck back just a little bit, lining it up with the rest of your spine. We're going to start today's class with 3 chants of Om. Now, Om is pronounced the way that we sound it out. It starts with an A, we round it out into an O, and we end it with an NG. So you kind of close it off at the back of your throat before you close your lips into the M of Om at the very end. So take a deep breath and exhale to empty. Then pause at the bottom of your breath. Hold for a moment. Inhale. Pause at the top. Part your lips. Exhale to empty. Pause at the bottom of your breath. Inhale. Pause at the top of your breath. Part your lips in Om. Exhale to empty. Pause at the bottom of your breath. This will be our last one. Inhale. Pause at the top of your breath. Part your lips. Bring your hands together at heart center. Press into your palms, and as you do, press your shoulder blades together onto your back. Imagine for a moment that all of the energy that you exert exists outside of you in a bubble. And you are the nucleus, the center of that bubble. Imagine that when you draw your hands in with your eyes closed, you can imagine drawing that bubble in towards yourself. You can think of it as your aura, drawing it closer and closer. And imagine all that beautiful energy coming into your body and aligning with your spine. This is what it feels like to center yourself. To bring your awareness from the outer world to your inner world. Take a moment just to feel your center. Bow into your heart and thank yourself for coming here today, for practicing this beautiful craft of yoga, the art of uniting with yourself. Come up onto your knees and face the long edge of your mat. Have your toes curled under. If you need here, You can grab a cushion for your right knee. And then extend your left foot out alongside you. Your toes are pointing towards the long edge of your mat. And you're grounding down through the outer edge of your left foot, but equally so through the four corners of your foot. Inhale, drop your right hand, lift your left arm up and overhead. Feel the stretch, extend through your fingertips. Really feel that stretch. And exhale, lift. Inhale, lift your right arm up and overhead. Left arm comes to your left leg. Feel that beautiful stretch. Inhale to neutral. Exhale, right hand comes to the earth. Left hand up and overhead. Breathe. Inhale up and exhale over to the left. Inhale to neutral. Exhale, left arm up and overhead. Inhale to neutral. Exhale, right arm up and overhead. So this is your gate latch pose. Continue to pulse with your breath. Following your own unique rhythm. Beginning to wake up the sides of our body. The next time you come up to neutral, you can bring your left knee down, switch your cushion if you need one, and extend your right leg out to the side, toes pointing to the long edge of your mat. Inhale in neutral and exhale, drop your left hand to the mat, lift your right arm up and overhead, stretch. Inhale to neutral. And exhale, lift your left arm up and overhead. Right arm comes to your right leg. Inhale to neutral. Exhale, left arm to the mat. Right arm overhead. Follow your breath. Continue pulsing like this. See if you can move a little bit more slowly with your breath. Taking deeper and more deliberate breaths. And deeper and more deliberate movements. See if you can find a sense of flow and grace. Try to tap into your sense of beauty here. See if you can feel the grace and elegance that runs through your being. The next time you come to neutral, bring your right knee to the ground and turn to face the short edge of your mat in tabletop position. Toes are curled under, fingers are spread wide. Paw your hands into the mat. Just like always, we find our foundation in every position. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your sitting bones, lift your gaze. And exhale, curve your spine towards the ceiling, tailbone comes in, gaze looks in. Inhale, back to your cow. Sitting bones lift, gaze lifts. And exhale, back to cat. Spine curls towards the ceiling, gaze looks in, tailbone looks in. Inhale, back to cow. And exhale to cat. Continue breathing and pulsing through your cat-cow. Continuing to warm up the spine. Remember, your neck is a beautiful extension of your spine. Don't leave it out. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And on your next exhale, stay neutral in tabletop for a moment. You can come up high onto your knees so your hands are off the ground and reach for some blocks if you've got them. If you need, you can grab stacked books or you can have some sort of balancing object around you. What this does is it helps support our chest so we can stay elevated. That way we're not collapsing. I always like my knee cushion, so grab your knee cushion for your right knee right now if you need it, or roll up the edge of your mat. It's always a great way. And step your left foot forward. Your blocks should be around hip level. And then just step your left foot just a little bit forward so you're in more of an extended lunge. Inhale, sit your glutes back, and as you do, flex your left foot towards your face. Inhale. Exhale, lunge into your front foot. Feel that stretch along the front of your right hip, your psoas. Inhale back, flex your front foot towards your face. And exhale forward. Inhale back. Really breathe into the back of your leg here. Activate that muscle by flexing your foot and exhale forward. See if you can get just a bit more of a lunge in that front leg. Continue pulsing with your breath. This is your half Hanuman low lunge pulsation. Today's class is a vinyasa flow, meaning that we're going to be holding poses for only the length of our breath. We're going to be pulsing our movements with our breath today. So I'll be teaching you a sun salutation right after this, and we're just warming up our body in preparation. Next time you come forward, plant your hands and just step your left knee back to meet your right. You can switch the cushion. Come up high onto your knees so your hands are off the mat. Make sure your toes are curled under. We never just leave our feet flat. When our knees are on the mat like this, it protects your kneecap. Step your right foot forward. Extend your lunge a bit. Make sure your blocks are where your hips are at. Inhale, send your glutes back. Flex your toes towards your face of your right foot. And then inhale, lunge forward, or exhale, lunge forward. Inhale back. Flex that front foot, breathe into the back of your leg, and exhale, lunge forward. Feel that stretch in your left psoas. Pulse with your breath. Find your own unique rhythm. Waking up the legs. See if you can soften your face here. Maybe add a soft smile. Be in the present moment. Last breath. Next time you lunge forward, you can plant your hands and step back into a tabletop position. Remove your cushion. If you've got one, remove your blocks. from your tabletop position with your toes curled under, your palms find their foundation in the mat. Activate your core so you're engaged in this pose. And then just a micro inch, lift your knees off the ground. Breathe. Lift one more. And then send your hips up and back, inverted V, downward facing dog. Pedal out your heels for a moment and breathe. Look towards your hands. You can step or hop up to the top of your mat and forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Shoulder blades come together, neck draws back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Sweep your arms up and overhead. Palms together and hands down through heart center and alongside your hips. Beautiful. So I'm going to teach you a sun salutation now, the way they were meant to be done. Find your foundation in your feet. Your feet are in number 11s, right underneath your hip bones, not the outer edge of your hips. So find your foundation. Maybe just paw your feet into the mat for a moment. Lift your toes. Rock from side to side, forward and back. Really feel your foundation. When you've found some stability in your feet, bend your knees, draw your tailbone down, and as you do, begin to straighten your legs, drawing your belly in, shoulders up and back, palms flip open, neck draws back. Inhale and exhale through your mouth, sigh. Do that one more time. So from your beautiful mountain pose, we're going to inhale, sweep our arms up and overhead. Grasp your hands together, exhale, give yourself a slight back bend. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, swan dive forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands and step back into a high plank position. You can drop your knees to the mat if you need. Elbows tuck into your sides. Lower down, chaturanga. Untuck your toes, press into your hands. Inhale, slight back bend, cobra. Exhale, back to the mat. Curl over your toes and back into downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Look towards your hands. Step or hop to the top of your mat and forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Sweep your arms up and overhead. Exhale, palms together and down through heart center and alongside your hips. Take a moment to breathe here in your mountain pose. Draw your neck back, your tailbone down, belly in, but allow it to inflate with your breath. So that was one sun salutation A. We're going to do a sun salutation B. So from here, inhale, reach your arms up and overhead. Exhale, slight back bend. Inhale, back to neutral. Exhale, swan dive forward, forward fold. Plant your hands, step back into a high plank position. Drop your knees if you need to. Tuck your elbows into your side and lower down, chaturanga. Untuck your toes. Press up into a slight back bend, cobra or upward facing dog. Coming off of your thighs off the mat and roll over your toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg back behind you. Exhale, step your right foot in between your hands. Stay high onto the ball mounds of your back toes. If you need to, you can drop your back knee here for stability and support. Otherwise, strengthen and firm your back thigh and inhale, lift your arms up. This is your crescent lunge. Make sure your tailbone is drawing down to the earth. Inhale, reach. Exhale, give yourself a little back bend here. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, plant your hands to frame your front foot. Step back into downward facing dog. Breathe. Inhale, lift your left leg back behind you. Exhale, step your left foot between your hands. Drop your knee if you need to. Firm your back thigh. Stay high onto the ball mound of your back foot. Inhale, lift your torso. And exhale, give yourself a little back bend. Inhale, up, and exhale. Plant your hands to frame your front foot. Step back into downward facing dog. Look towards your hands, step or hop to the front of your mat and forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend into your knees, sweep your arms up and overhead. Palms together, down through heart center and alongside your hips. Take a moment to feel your foundation and breathe here. So that was a bit of a difference in Salutation B with some modifications. From here, squat into your legs and lift your arms up and overhead. Biceps should be by your ears. Feet are in number 11s. See if you can draw your tailbone down so you're not increasing that curve in your low back. Maybe that means you can't squat as low. Good. It's not about depth. It's about alignment. Breathe here in your chair pose. Inhale up. Exhale, squat. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. I'm going to do this 10 more times, as slowly as you can. Leaving your biceps by your ears, can you draw your shoulder blades even more onto your back? Four more. One more. Last one. Beautiful. Slowly lift. Bring your palms together. Down through heart center and alongside your hips. From the top of your mat, take your right foot and step back, pointing your right toes towards the long edge of your mat. Line your feet up so you're in a front heel to back arch alignment. Lunge into your front foot as you do. Reach your arms to the front and back of the room, parallel to the earth. Look over your back fingertips and make sure they're in line. Tuck your tailbone and make sure your knee is tracking over your front ankle so it's not falling inwards. Opening your hips up to the side of the room. Lunge into your front leg. This is your warrior two. Feel the power of your legs holding you and the radiance of your being beaming out of your arms. From your heart into the world. Inhale. Exhale, drop your left forearm to your left thigh. Reach your right arm up and overhead. Inhale, back to warrior two. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Left arm comes up and overhead. Right arm meets your right thigh. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, side angle pose. Left arm to left thigh, right arm overhead. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, reverse your warrior. See if you can find your flow with your breath here. Find a sense of beauty and grace, almost like you're moving like a dancer. Give yourself an opportunity to feel beautiful here. Maybe that means you need to soften your face and smile. Never force a smile, just soften into it. Your legs might be having a little conversation right now. Feeling a little warm, trust your thighs. They can hold you. The next time you come to warrior two, windmill your arms to frame your front foot and step back into downward facing dog. As you press into your hands, draw your shoulder blades onto your back and draw your heels towards the earth. Breathe here for 3 breaths. Make sure you're plugging down through the 4 corners of your hands so you're not weighting most of your weight on the outer edges. Maybe that means you've got to claw your fingers a bit more. Last breath. Inhale, lift your right leg back behind you. Exhale, step your right foot between your hands. Drop your left heel so you're in a front heel to back arch alignment. And inhale your arms to warrior two. Look over your back fingertips and make sure you're in line. Track your knee over your ankle and lunge into your front leg. Take a breath here. Inhale. Exhale, drop your right forearm to your right thigh. Left arm comes up and overhead. Feel that juicy stretch along the left side of your body. Inhale to warrior two. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, reverse your warrior, or side angle pose, sorry. Oop. Inhale back to warrior two. Follow your breath in your own flow. And feel the grace that runs through you. The beauty that you are capable of. That you are. Make sure your breath is almost audible to yourself. Even your inhales sound like a sigh. Helping you draw your air in intentionally. Allow yourself to enjoy this. Even though your thighs might be a little bit, they might be having a conversation with you. Windmill your hands to frame your front foot on your next exhale and step back into downward facing dog. As you press into your hands, allow your heels to draw to the earth and breathe. Drop your knees wider than hip width apart. Untuck your toes and bring your big toes together. Sit your glutes back towards your heels. And then extend your arms out in front of you as you melt your heart to the earth. This is your child's pose. Breathe here for a moment. Feel the stillness of your body. And feel the aliveness that still always exists within that stillness. Walk your hands towards you so you can come to sit up. onto your knees. From here, you may want to grab a block or something that you can sit on. Bring your feet so that they are in line with your mat. So instead of your toes pointing in towards each other, they're now parallel to one another. If you need your block, put it underneath your glutes now and sit back in between your feet. This is your hero pose. This is why I recommend a block, because you might have tight knees. I'm in this place right in between a block and the floor right now, so I'm going to support myself with my hands. And breathe as I gently let gravity pull me to the earth. Remember, we do move through discomfort to get to grow, but we don't move through pain. So if you feel pain here, definitely come up higher to sit onto a block. Okay, we never want you to feel pain. Wherever you are, if you're able to, you can bring your palms together at heart center if you're not supporting yourself with your hands. And take a moment to do what we did in the beginning, where we draw our energy field into our bodies. See if you can draw it past your skin all the way in to your core, your spine. Feel your center. This is what it means to center yourself, to just come into your awareness of yourself, not of anything around you. Beautiful. Roll forward through tabletop position for a moment. You can remove the block if you've got anything underneath you. And shift to sit onto your glutes. Always find your foundation, so we're going to scoot our glutes back. Extend your left leg out in front of you and bring your left foot into the inner lining of your right foot to the inner lining of your left thigh. Face the center of your leg, so right in between. Drop your left elbow to the inner lining of your left thigh and reach your right arm up and overhead. Feel the juicy stretch along the right side of your body and breathe. See if you can extend your arms just a little bit more, so instead of just falling into this pose, you are actively engaged. Breathe. Imagine inflating your obliques with your breath and softening them. Inhale to center. And exhale, extend your right foot out in front of you. Give your legs a bit of a shake. Bring your left foot in towards the inner lining of your right thigh. If they can meet, then that's great. Face in between both of your legs. I need to find my foundation again, so readjust if you need to as well. Inhale, exhale, drop your right elbow to the inner lining of your right thigh and reach your left arm up and overhead. Breathe. See if you can extend your fingertips, actively engaging. And breathe. This is a beautiful pose for stretching, strengthening the sides of the body that are so often neglected. Maintain your engagement and deepen your breaths. Two more breaths here. Let's make them count. Beautiful. Beautiful. Slowly come up. Bring both legs extended out in front of you. Give them a bit of a shake. Find your foundation once again. Inhale, grow long. Exhale, begin to shift your arms forward, but keep, instead of letting your arms reach forward so we can get a stretch in our backs, just let your heart guide you so your shoulders never come past your heart. Maybe that means your arms are not going to be able to reach your feet like they normally do, or the same part of your legs as they normally do. That is fine. This is a stretch for the back of your legs. Two more breaths here. Actively flex your toes towards your face so you're engaged in this position. And inhale, lift. Just come to bend your knees and lie onto your back. Windshield wiper your knees from side to side for a moment. And then extend your legs out in front of you, wider than hip width apart. Let your feet fall to the sides of the room. Tuck your shoulder blades onto your back just a little bit more. Your palms flip open. And draw the back of your neck to the earth, creating a slight tuck in your chin. This is your Shavasana. Your Shavasana is your opportunity to give yourself permission not to do anything, not to be anything, but to simply be. Take this opportunity to practice feeling into your being, not your doing, your being. Feel your being. begin to find some movement in your fingers and your toes, your hands and your feet, ankles and wrists. Bring your feet together and bring your hands together up and overhead. Give yourself a stretch. And then roll over onto your right side. Use your bicep as a pillow and rest for just a moment. And then press into your hands and come up to a seated position on your mat. Bring your palms together at heart center. Gently pressing into your hands and pressing your shoulder blades together, opening our heart. Our bodies are beautiful homes for our beautiful souls. Can you honor your spirit with grace, with the knowledge of all of the beauty that you possess, that you truly and inherently are? Can you honor that today and every day? Knowing that you are a miracle. Take a moment to bow into your heart and thank yourself again for coming today, for practicing, for acknowledging your own beauty. The light and shadow in me bows to and acknowledges the light and shadow in each of you. Namaste. Thank you so much for coming. I hope this was a great way for you to wake up today, and I hope you enjoy your day and bask in your own beauty.